Stop talking about new wife. My heart is not a throne you can replace in a moment. My soul is not a room you can repaint with another name. I am still here, breathing the memories you left behind, like a man walking in a desert looking for the water of your love. Stop talking about new wife, because every time you say those words, my chest cracks like old wood under a violent storm, and I feel the ashes of yesterday flying around me, reminding me that love burns longer than people believe. Why are you searching for a new sky when the one we built is still shining above you? Why are you running from the fragrance that once made your world feel alive? Why are you pretending that love is a door you can simply close and open again? You know I was not a visitor in your life. I was the air that wrapped around your breath. I was the heartbeat that steadied your nights. I was the voice that whispered hope when the world turned its back on you. Stop talking about new wife, because my heart is a battlefield, and your words are the soldiers carrying the flag of goodbye. You don't see how they march across my soul with heavy boots, breaking everything that used to bloom. You think I moved on? You think I'm strong? You think I'm untouched by the storms you release so casually? But inside me there is a silent war, a war no one sees, a war that started the day you stopped saying my name gently. Stop talking about new wife, for I am still standing at the door you never fully closed, listening to the echo of your promises that refused to die, clinging to my heart, like fading sunlight refusing to leave the sky. I still remember the nights when you held my dreams carefully as if they were fragile glass, as if you knew one wrong touch could break me forever. Now your words fall like stones, and I am the glass beneath them, cracking, trembling, waiting for the final shatter. Stop talking about new wife, because love is not a shirt you can throw away when a new color arrives. Love is not a flower you can pick and replace every season. Love is a storm, and you and I were caught in it for years that felt like eternity. I gave you my time. I gave you my tears. I gave you the wounds I never showed to anyone else. And now you stand there, speaking of someone new, as if my heart was never a home for you. Stop talking about new wife, because your future may shine with her, but your past sleeps in me. And no matter how far you go, no matter how loudly you try to erase me, you cannot rewrite the chapters written by the ink of our souls. You may pretend the story has changed, but the pages still carry my scent. You may run to a new beginning, but the beginning we shared will forever whisper behind you, like a shadow you cannot escape. Stop talking about new wife, not because I hate her. I don't. I simply fear the mirror you place in front of my heart. Every time you mention her, showing me a reflection I no longer recognize. I fear the way my soul shrinks when I hear her name, the way my memories shake, as if they're being pushed toward the edge of a cliff, waiting to fall into a silence that terrifies me. Stop talking about new wife, because somewhere inside you, there is still a trace of us. You know it. You feel it. You remember it. When the night becomes too long and your heart becomes too honest. Stop talking about new wife, because every time you bring her name into the room, the lights inside my heart flicker like candles, struggling to survive the wind of your words. I try to act calm. I try to keep my voice steady. But deep inside, something breaks. Softly, quietly, but painfully. It feels like watching someone erase a painting you spent years creating, brush stroke by brush stroke, until only a blank canvas remains. And I want to scream. I want to tell you that I am not done loving you, that my soul still kneels where your memories stand, that every night I fight a storm that begins with your silence and ends with your new dreams. Stop talking about new wife, because the way you say her name tells me you have forgotten how my hands once held your fears, how my eyes once reflected your hopes, how my love once rebuilt you when life tried to tear you apart. Do you remember the nights when the world felt heavy and you leaned on me as if I was your only shelter? Do you remember the mornings when my smile was the first thing you sought, before you even opened your eyes fully? Do you remember the moments when you held me as if letting go would end your life? Where did all of that go? Where did we lose the road that always led back to each other? Where did you bury the promises that once felt eternal? Stop talking about new wife, because every time you do, you remind me that I am now a past. You walk over like sand, leaving only shallow footprints. before the wind erases them. I am trying to be strong, but strength feels like a mountain I climb every day, with no rope, no rest, and no hand from you to pull me higher. Sometimes I wonder if you speak about her, just to test if I still care, if you want to see whether my heart still falls apart, when your words draw a line between what we had and what you want now. If that's what you want, then yes, I still care more than I should, more than you deserve, more than I can ever admit, without breaking completely. Stop talking about new wife, because my nights have become prisons where memories pace back and forth, like restless ghosts, refusing to leave. And when I finally fall asleep, your shadow drags me into dreams that hurt more than reality. In my dreams, you are still mine, still holding my face, with the same tenderness that once lit up the darkest parts of me. But then morning comes, and the truth arrives like a cold wind, blowing out the warmth I tried to keep alive. Stop talking about new wife, because I know I will smile at you, even when my heart is collapsing. I know I will act brave, while my soul trembles. I know I will pretend I'm fine, because that's the only way. You leave me with some dignity, but inside I am drowning, in questions without answers, in love without a future, in memories without mercy. You think time heals everything, but time has only sharpened the blade, making every memory cut deeper, making every mention of her a wound that refuses to close. Stop talking about new wife, because maybe one day I will finally learn to walk away from the echoes of your love. But today is not that day. Today my heart still beats in the rhythm of your name, and every step I take still leads back to your shadow. Until that changes, until the storm inside me settles, until your memory stops burning, please, please stop talking about new wife. Stop talking about new wife, because maybe one day I will finally learn to walk away from the echoes of your love. But today is not that day. Today my heart still beats in the rhythm of your name, and every step I take still leads back to your shadow. Until that changes, until the storm inside me settles, until your memory stops burning, please, please stop talking about new wife. Stop talking about new wife, because your words settle in my heart like heavy stones at the bottom of an ocean, pulling me deeper into memories I am trying so desperately to climb out of. You don't see it. You never do. The way my eyes dim. When you describe her smile, the way my breath stumbles. When you speak of her kindness, as if I never offered you the same warmth, as if I never burned myself, just to keep you from the cold. I listen, because I have always listened to you, but each word feels like a thorn, pressed against the softest part of my soul. And even though I smile, even though I pretend to be unshaken, you never notice how tightly I hold my heart, to keep it from falling apart in my hands. Stop talking about new wife, because in the quiet corners of the night, I still whisper your name, like a prayer I don't want to forget, a prayer carved into my heart. Long before you found a new future to wrap your dreams around. Do you think love dies just because the person changes? Do you think memories vanish just because the story moved on? Do you think hearts are built to recover from such storms without leaving scars that ache whenever it rains? I tried to be strong for you, even when you were no longer mine. I tried to stay calm, even when your happiness was a reminder of my heartbreak. But strength becomes a burden when it has to carry the past while pretending to celebrate the future that replaced it. Stop talking about new wife, because every time you do, the ghost of my younger self crumbles inside me. She was the one who believed in forever, the one who held your dreams as if they were treasures, the one who saw stars every time you smiled at her. Now she stands in silence, watching the man she loved walk toward a destination that no longer includes her. She watches you build a new story, with hands she once held, with a heart she once healed, with dreams she once nurtured. And she wonders, was she ever enough? Was her love ever real to you? Or was she only a chapter, a temporary warmth, before the new sunrise arrived? Stop talking about new wife, because even if I wanted to forget you, my heart refuses to let go of the way you made the world feel softer. I still carry the truth that you were the place where my loneliness disappeared for the first time in years. Even now, when you speak of her, I search your face for traces of the man who once looked at me as if I was made of stars, as if the universe narrowed to the space between us. But that man is gone, buried under responsibilities, expectations, and new promises you didn't make to me. Still, my heart insists on holding on to the memory of you, not the man you are now, but the man you were when our souls still danced to the same rhythm. Stop talking about new wife, because my silence is not strength. It is heartbreak, wrapped in dignity, pain disguised as patience, love hidden behind a smile that grows heavier every day. You may think I'm unaffected. You may think I've moved on. But what you don't see are the nights I fall apart, in the privacy of my own thoughts, when your name becomes a storm no roof can shield me from. Stop talking about new wife, because even if you have forgotten the way our hearts once intertwined, I remember everything. Your laughter, your anger, your fears, your dreams, your touch, your promises, your goodbyes. And remembering you is both the sweetest gift and the deepest wound I will ever carry. Stop talking about new wife, not because I want to erase her, but because I need to breathe again without drowning in everything we used to be. Stop talking about new wife, because every time her name leaves your lips, I feel the warmth of our years drain from my chest like sand through fingers. Do you know what it is to live in shadows while someone else shines in your place? Do you know what it is to smile while your soul weeps silently because the one you loved has moved on and carries another in their heart? Stop talking about new wife, because even now, the walls of this room still echo with your laughter, still hold the shape of your hands, still remember the softness of your voice. And I walk through it all, like a ghost of the man I used to be, tracing memories that refuse to vanish. I remember the mornings when the sun rose for us alone, when your eyes were the light and my arms were the shelter. I remember the nights when the stars seemed to bend down to listen to our whispers, when the world felt small enough to fit between our hearts. Stop talking about new wife, because I am still standing in that world, a world frozen in the time we shared, where love was not fleeting, where promises were not words on the wind, where every touch was a sacred covenant that I believed would last forever. I see you now, walking toward a life that once belonged to us both, and I cannot tell if it is joy or grief that clouds my vision, because the truth is both. I want you happy, yet I cannot bear to watch the place I held in your heart be filled by someone else. Stop talking about new wife, because love is not a gift you give lightly, and I gave mine wholly, without reservation, without counting the cost. And now when you speak of her, I feel the cost. In every beat of my heart, in every breath that comes too slowly, in every silence that screams your absence. I tried to bury you, to lock away your name, to build walls against your memory. But it is impossible to erase a love that was written into the very bones of your being. I carry you still, in the quiet places, in the lonely spaces, in the empty rooms, where your laughter used to live. Stop talking about new wife, because I am still learning how to exist without you, how to breathe without you, how to dream without you, and every mention of her feels like a crack in the fragile bridge that connects me to my own heart. Do you know what it is to wait for someone who has already left? Do you know what it is to hope for a love that no longer returns? Do you know what it is to feel alive and dead at the same time, to walk through life as though your soul has been borrowed by a memory that will never come back? Stop talking about new wife, because I am still learning the weight of a heart left behind. I am still counting the hours when your voice was mine alone, when your hands fit perfectly in mine, when your eyes searched for me, and only me. I am still walking through the wreckage of what we built together, picking up pieces that refuse to fit anywhere else, trying to remember how to smile without betraying the ache inside. Stop talking about new wife, because I am still writing your name on invisible pages, in poems no one will read, in songs no one will hear, in whispers that fade when the world intrudes. I try to speak of her in my own mind, but even imagination falters, because my heart refuses to trade one love for another, because loyalty cannot be stolen, because memory cannot be replaced. Stop talking about new wife, because the echo of your love still lives in me, and every word you speak pulls me back into a storm. I thought I had survived. I am not bitter, though bitterness would be easier. I am not angry, though anger could shield me. I am simply human, simply aching, simply remembering a love that shaped my soul and refuses to let go. Stop talking about new wife, because the nights are long and my heart is tired, and the world cannot see the war that rages silently inside someone who still loves you. Stop talking about new wife, because I am still here, not gone, not forgotten, not replaced. I am still here, and I am still yours, in the ways that matter, even if you have moved beyond. Stop talking about new wife, because one day, the memories we shared will rise from the ashes and remind you that love does not die just because it is left behind. Stop talking about new wife, because every time her shadow enters your words, the light inside my heart dims a little more, as if someone keeps lowering the sun until my sky forgets how to shine. You don't realize how fragile a heart becomes after losing the one it still beats for. You don't see the way my soul trembles when you speak of her laughter, as if her joy has replaced the world we once built together. Stop talking about new wife, because the memories of us still walk beside me everywhere I go, like loyal ghosts, refusing to leave the rooms you once filled with warmth. It is not easy to pretend our history is light, to pretend it can be folded and stored in a forgotten drawer. Our love was not a passing cloud. It was a storm, a universe, a fire, and it left its mark, too deep to erase. I still remember how your hands found mine in moments when the world felt too heavy. I still remember how your voice softened when you spoke my name, as if the sound of it was something precious to you. But now, your voice sharpens, it shifts, it bends toward someone else. And though I try to stay still, your words hit me like arrows, aimed at a heart that still carries your imprint. Stop talking about new wife, because love does not disappear, simply because life has moved on. It lingers in the air, in the silence, in the spaces we once shared. It lingers in the dreams that I cannot control, in the nights when I reach for you without meaning to. Sometimes I wonder if you ever pause between your sentences, if a piece of your soul still feels the weight of what we had, if your heart ever stutters when you speak her name, because it remembers mine too deeply to forget. Stop talking about new wife, because even though I want your happiness, I am still human, still tender, still hurting in ways you have never seen. You talk as if my chest is made of steel, as if my heart no longer feels, as if the past we shared was nothing but a passing breeze. But I remember everything, every word you whispered, every promise you gave, every moment that felt like forever. I remember your silence too, the silence that came when our love began to tremble, the silence that grew until it drowned everything else. Stop talking about new wife, because my days are a careful dance between remembering you and trying to forget you. And your words, your casual mentions of her, undo all the healing I try to build in quiet. Do you know how many tears the night keeps for me? Do you know how many times I almost reach out just to hear your voice, say something gentle, the way it used to? Do you know how many moments I replay, because they are the only proof that love once existed between us? Stop talking about new wife, because the world already feels colder now that your heart belongs to someone else. And every time you speak of her, it feels like you open a door where I am no longer welcome. I walk away from the mirror sometimes because I cannot bear to see the reflection of someone who loved too deeply and lost too completely. But even in my brokenness, I would never wish to steal your joy. I only wish you would spare me the pain of hearing the details of a future that does not include me. Stop talking about new wife, because the wound is still fresh, still tender, still bleeding beneath the surface, where no one can see. I may seem whole from the outside, but inside, there are cracks that widen. Every time you remind me, I am no longer the one. I know life goes on. I know hearts change. I know people shift like seasons. But knowing does not soften the ache. Knowing does not erase the scars. Knowing does not stop my soul from longing for the warmth it once called home. Stop talking about new wife, because maybe one day your words will not hurt. Maybe one day your happiness will not break me. Maybe one day your love for her will feel like a story, not a wound. But today is not that day. Today, my heart is still learning how to let you go. Today, my memories still breathe in the spaces you left behind. Today, I am still standing between the past we shared and the future you will build without me. So please, for the sake of the love that once lived between us, stop talking about new wife. Just for a little while, until my heart finds the strength to survive your smile when it belongs to someone else.